Hey, we're getting somewhere now. Hey, everyone! Oh, man. I'm apologizing in advance. It's been a long time since I've done a long live stream. It's also been a very, very interesting way that I've had to get my head on with all this. It's been very interesting. Hello, gaming furries. See you in the chat. I got you, bae. Um, and I apologize if you get breathing that are actually from the actual mic. What I'm doing with this is that I actually got my headset on and then my suit head on over this. So I'm trying to mitigate that as much as I can. And if there's any point during this where the audio is too low or if it's not loud enough or any other problems like that, let me know and I will do everything in my power that I could try to go ahead and get this fixed. But we're going to go ahead and get this going right away. As you can see from the actual information right here at the bottom, you can follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I broadcast it there. Oh yeah, no, gaming furries. It's very, very uncomfortable. And let's see, the AC is not on. My windows are shut. I have to block to make sure that there's no sound or light coming in from anywhere. It is very rough, but I'm making it a thing. But you can make sure that you're following me on Twitter, or you can also go ahead and like and subscribe onto the YouTube channel. Share this with a friend. I know some of you I've blown this up on a couple other chat locations and everything like that. If it's something that you really feel like, you'll want to support me, or like, hey, I might not be able to go ahead and actually be there for all of this or part of it or not be able to watch it, just pop in for a second. Share this with your friends. It means a whole ton to me. I can't express that enough, that this is something that I ideally would like to do on a fairly regular basis because it's from individuals like the Rock and Roll Dragon, Rashoni, or any other fur tuber that's out there. It's something that's huge for me because I I want to do something to give back to the community in some capacity. For me, it's, as of right now, just because I'm actually in between jobs, in between locations, I want to possibly get it to the point where, hey, I get a decent following from people that I meet or people that see me online that they go ahead and they like the content that I do. And I want to go ahead and one of the things for sure that I am not stopping in any capacity is going to be the fursuiting videos. Doing it from a chest cam or a head cam. That's actually something new that we're going to be doing or have done actually a few times, and to have that posted for individuals that are interested, like, oh hey, what's it like to be in a fursuit, or what's it like to be on that side of things, to be at these events. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this and wanted to keep doing it. As time goes on, maybe I could do Skype chats or meet up with the first somewhere, and I'd like to go ahead and actually interview individuals that are wanting to be in the furry community, whether it's a fur tuber or they want to get into it, or they're an up and coming, or someone that's just prominent, fairly local. It's something that I want to do on a fairly regular basis of interviewing those that are a little bit more prominent or up and coming. So wanted to get that off my chest. And I see, let's see, it was you gaming furries. Don't saying, haha, I don't blame you for complaining on it. Usually have them over my fursuit because the head doesn't have a back to it. But I know the foam ones are a lot harder. Yeah, this was something that I honestly was not originally thinking of when when I made this suit. It was because I made this to be a costume. Yeah, that's duh. But this was not something that I originally had planned for the suit when I started doing all the fursuiting stuff, because it was okay, I'm going to be wearing this. I need some room in there for at least some breathability and to get the head on and make that easier. And then as I started doing this, I realized, well, I have the GoPro and I could do this. Oh, this would be really fun to do. So a lot of that was an afterthought. So the mic and headset setup that I use for all this, sorry, uh, it hasn't been anything that was easy to do by any stretch of the means. But it's something that, hey, I kind of dealing with it. I want to see if there's anything that I can do to try to make that better. Um, but we're doing everything that we can. I need to find my mouse. There it is. I'm gonna drop the voice audio just a little bit. I see that it's bouncing in the yellow a fair amount, and then otherwise staying in the green. So mitigating that a bit. So, and I see you also commented, gaming furries. Hey, wait, are you British? No, no, I'm not. Um, I don't know what happened or what I might have said that might have possibly implied that. It's interesting. You're honestly the first person to think that I have a British background, but no. I was actually born and raised in the continental United States, the Midwest, in the Illinois region, and then I moved out to a little bit further east to for employment, and I got let go from my contractor because the contractor let up. There's other stuff that's involved with that. I'm not even going to get involved in that, but contract let me go. I've been unemployed for a while. It's something where I'm doing some things to try to maintain my sanity. This is one of those things. And once I get a job, this is still something that I'm going to do. I'm going to be essentially kind of running ragged from stuff from going to fur events or fur meets or being involved online in some capacity where I still want to do all that stuff. I still want to do this. That's not going to change. Maybe the frequency in which I do some of this stuff might change, but otherwise, I don't want this to stop. I really, 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 really don't. It's something that I enjoy way too much. But no, I appreciate you engaging in the chat in this capacity, and let alone at all, even if it was just like, hey, I seriously, I greatly appreciate it. But I want to go ahead. I would just want to switch that up over there, take away that ticker thing for a while. But no, seriously, thank you so much for being a part of it and being involved. It's something that again, I greatly appreciate you being involved. Sounds slightly British, but I can hear the American in you too now. I'm sorry, mate. I don't know what to talk about. No. That is my very sad attempt of doing an impression. But no, it's uh, I'll be honest, you're the first person that's ever noted that regarding the British accent. I personally don't think that there's anything there, but that's me though. No, but I greatly appreciate that. So I didn't mention in any of the chats or anything like that. To some people in person, I mentioned it. But the game that I want to be playing, because I do want to stay in touch with you that are in the chat. I still want this to be a Q&A, but the gaming thing to be kind of like as an aside of like it's something that I'm doing, as a little bit of entertainment for you guys, as well as a little entertainment about myself while I'm still going to be talking to you. Um, but that's something that I don't really want I don't want it just to be sitting here, me like staring at a camera like, oh, hey there, talk sweet nothings to me. No, there's going to be some gaming in here. So the game that I'm going to be playing is called Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. This was a 2009 release. My first introduction to this game actually was back, oh man, I'm trying to think. I think that was all the way back 2013, I believe. 2013, 2014, that was when I was in college. It was actually on the Xbox Live Marketplace for free at that point. And I went ahead, I got it. I was like, what the heck? It's $1. Or no, it wasn't even $1. It was free. It was free. I was like, forget it. We'll go ahead and we'll get it to try it. If I like it, awesome. If not, it's in my game library. I can mess around with it some other time because I had way too much free time when I was in college. Way too much. But I ended up playing it for a little bit and I loved it. The biggest thing for me is that it was more of a game that really teased my brain in terms of it really entertained my brain in terms of like thought processes, puzzle solving. It's military strategy. I think it was some people were calling it that I was talking to before, or turn-based military strategy. But I really like it. It's not so complex like the Halo Wars Xbox Live release. Oh my god, I could not do that. I tried doing it. It was okay. It's not my particular thing though. But that is something that I went ahead and this is the particular game that I actually like to play. Even like when I'm bored, I will go and I will play this game and do. I will play this when I'm bored. I'm messing around in the chats. I'm killing time because it's one of those things that I get a lot of enjoyment out of. Actually, in some of the times where I'm like in like a fairly depressive state where it's like, man, I'm bored. I don't feel like anything's going on for me. I'm trying to reach out to friends. I'm not finding anything. This is one of the games that I turn to because it's actually really, really fun. Oop, I actually might to mess with that just a little bit. So here we go. Got this changed over to the game, so you can still see me. You've got the viewer chat right up there, but we got that all set up there. But I noticed that I might need to mess with the game audio possibly. So, no, I'm looking at the pickups. It seems to be okay. But seriously, let me know in the chat if it is too much. That way I can turn it down or modify it. But at least from the pickups here, it says that it's on the low side. That's what I'm shooting for. I don't want it too high. Granted, that also could just be me. Yeah, no, that was just me. Because it was actually still picking it up on your guys' side. What appeared to be fairly well. So, this is the game. How dare you? Yes, save. Go away. Oh, okay. Can't really hear anything from it. I'm going to turn that up a smidge then. And this is why I like you guys for telling me, because I understand that I'm very, 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 very new to trying to do the live streaming and figuring out like the audio pickups and everything. But on mine, it showed that it was picking it up, but it wasn't huge or anything. But I don't know just from the pickups like, oh, is this a good level or not? I have no idea. But I appreciate you letting me know. I did see your other comment in there. Should start doing ASMR or something. All right, excellent. Good to hear that you can hear it now. ASMR. I'm not familiar with that acronym. Enlighten me in the chat. I await your response intently. Nah. Honestly, I don't know what ASMR is, but this is one of the games that I really do enjoy. I throw artifacts in there because it throws a little bit of a curveball in terms of how you need to play the game. And I try various different combinations to find who counters who better, in terms of my opponent. But I've got Onwin going here. Let's see. But she's got a wall unit that actually regenerates and gets stronger. So I've played a couple of different of these characters against her, and probably one of my favorites, honestly, is Godric. Part of the reason why is because her ability shoots 3 arrows downfield, and actually can possibly hit me with very little effort. And he works all right. The other one that I actually really like as well is Jezebel, because her ability will destroy all enemy unit walls. And because the wall units of Onwin over here are actually something that will regenerate and actually get stronger over time, it's a huge benefit. I see that you responded. Autonomous sensory meridian response. It was a joke when I said that, but it basically means you whisper softly into the microphone, like as if you were putting a baby to sleep. I could speak sweet nothings to you if you want me to. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask about that either. No, I'm thoroughly enjoying this so far. Seriously, thank you for being a part of this. I'm trying to look around to see, because I actually got my computer screen here in front of me, but I actually have a secondary monitor, which is actually my TV, and it's a 40-inch, and I've got that sitting up over here. So if you see me looking up, it's because I got some other stuff happening up there. I've got some of my other, I got some chats that I'm in, not directly YouTube, but other chats that I'm a part of. I've got some of my YouTube analytics up here as well, just so I could see, hey, how many people are watching, how many people are, participating in messages. But seriously, I greatly appreciate all of you guys for coming in and being a part of this. I mean, I think the last time I did this, I had like 1, maybe 2. And I want to say one of those numbers is automatically tagged to the streamer itself. But even then, I've got more people watching than I did before. I mean, even then, that means a lot to me. And past that, I'm doing a different format when I'm doing the videos here, and that honestly was something that I figured out and ended up making today, and it's working out fairly well. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this. I don't want to go ahead and dwindle on. I'm not doing any gameplay whatsoever. But this is definitely going to be something that I'd like to do on a somewhat regular occasion basis, like, and get someone where, you know, say that we breach 250, then we breach 500, or then we breach 1,000. You know, it's something that you know, I'd like to do some sort of a community outreach in the respect of talking with you guys and figuring out, you know, hearing from you, you know, hearing your questions, answering them. Um, you know, any questions that you guys might have, like, you know, what's it, you know, I see Gaming Furries is on here. I don't know what entirely what all of you guys are encompassing, but if there's any of your viewers that are out there that are interested in, like, hey, what's it like to be in a suit? What was it like to make it? What about your suit in particular? Because this is not professionally made. This was something that I actually ended up making myself. It was, I gave myself 1 year and I gave myself a budget to make it. I was 15% under budget and I was on time because I made a promise to my friend, who was probably one of the first acquaintances that I made actually out at one of the conventions. And I made her a promise. I said, the next time you will see me, I will be in suit. Because at that point, it was my first convention. It was the first, you know, few friends that I started making, you know, having connections with. And I said, hey, next time you see me, I will be in suit. I will hold that promise to you. And it was something that once I said that, I'm not someone to go back on my promises. I will hold them to the best of my ability. And I did that as best as I could. Since then, I was putting in about, I think it was anywhere between 10 and 12-hour days. On Saturday and Sunday, and then Friday I'd be doing 6-hour days working on this suit in particular. It was very strenuous, but I absolutely loved it. It was one of those love-hate relationships of like, oh man, it's such a pain. I don't know if I'd ever do this again, but the payoff for me making this suit, it's also been something as a part of like my family background and how we operate. Even my father and I, anytime that we had the opportunity to make something ourselves, we did it. Because that was who we are. That was what we did. You know, why buy a table when you can make it yourself? Yeah, there's more time, you know, sweat, blood, and tears that's invested, but that's something that you can look back and go, yes, I made that. I put the effort in to make that happen, and I loved it. But that was something that, you know, when it came to making this suit, I went ahead and made it by hand. I didn't care really the effort or the money that it took to do that. Because at the time, I was actually lucky enough to be in a somewhat stable but decently paying job where, you know, I could go ahead and I can spend the time and the money to make this happen. And I would not change it at all. I absolutely love this thing. But it's been a long, sorry, it's been a long and grueling process to get it done. Because outside of the structure, the actual construction of the head, so the construction of the head pretty much just being the foam, and the feet construction, those had fur on them, and I think the gloves, the hand paws. Everything else had not been done, and I had 3 months left to knock it out and get it ready for the next convention. That was my 1 year time span. Friend of mine helped me out, put the 10, 12-hour days in to get that done, and seriously, I really thank them for putting the time and effort in to help me out with this. But I really like it. There's still a few mods that I need to make to it. I need to take in some seams here and there, you know, bring up the crotch area a little bit. It was, I don't know if it's sagging or if we just hadn't fixed those particular baggy areas, but for the most part, yeah, like all this is done. And then the one other mod that I want to make, and it's the biggest thing that I get complimented on in any capacity, are my feet. My feet are huge. When I originally made the suit, it sounded like it was going to be fine, and then as I made it, and as I made the feet, and as I made the rest of the suit, I kept looking back at the feet and went, oh god, you guys are huge. Because I have 4 toes in there, and one of those toes is my foot. And then I've got 3 other toes in there, and all that is just foam. That's all it is. So that was something where, you know, it was one of those things where it's like, well, I kind of have to live with this decision now. So I ended up finding out how to live with the decision. And we made the thighs a little bit bigger so the proportions would look right. And I actually want to make new feet so they're smaller. Still got some decent size to them, but much smaller, because that's going to be easier on me then. But that's been something that's been, it's been a love-hate relationship in terms of trying to get that done and make it. But I might do it again if I had the opportunity to do so. I might do it again. I'm not entirely sure, but there's a large part of me that sits there and goes, do you really want to do this again? You spend the money and just get it made. But it was definitely a interesting setup to get this all done. I see your other comment in there. Honestly, be glad to put a shout out for you to gain more subs, etc. Oh, seriously, gaming furries, I greatly appreciate you for, I mean, even outside the fact that, you're just being in the chat. I greatly appreciate that. But for you to go out of your way and feel that, word choice is crucial here, because I hold myself to a very high standard. I feel it's humbling, but at the same time, just, it means a lot to hear someone that has probably a great, again, because I haven't seen any of your figures or anything, but for someone that I could probably take a really decent stab in the dark and go, yeah, they've probably got a bigger or better following, whatever. And to hear you say something that, hey, I want to go ahead and, I want to, I'd be comfortable giving you a shout out. Honestly, it means a lot to me. And it's something that, if the time comes that this channel ever gets to that point where I'm in that kind of a position of, and I say this loosely, power or influence, where, I got, thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of people that are watching me online. I never, ever want it to get to the point where I forget where I came from. Where coming from nothing and getting to that state of notoriety or whatever, I always want to be able to look back and go, hey, this is someone that's up and coming or really interested in doing it, and they're putting a lot of effort into it. I'm going to help them out. And, I might give them a shout out or any of those types of methods that would help that individual grow and be a bigger channel. I'm always going to try to do everything in my power to try to do that, because that's something that I think we as a community, not just furries and not just furries, not just YouTubers, it's we as people. We need to be able to continually look back and go, hey, this is someone that's really putting their heart and soul into this and trying it, and they're putting up constant videos, on a schedule or semi-schedule to go ahead and entertain others or reach back out to the community. I think that's something that when someone recognizes that, to look back and go, hey, I'm giving you a shout out. I like what you're doing. I like the effort that you're putting in here. You look like you're someone that's giving a care about everything that they're trying to put out there. I want to go ahead and give you a shout out. That's something that I really hope that we can continue to do as a creative group of furries. That's something that, I'd really like to do. But seriously, thank you for the kind words, and thank you for feeling comfortable as your brand, as your channel, to give me a shout out. I greatly appreciate it. Seriously, thank you. And I know some of the other chats that I'm involved with outside of YouTube have been chiming in saying, hey, watching now. Seriously, I see your comments out there. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Hey, Shadow. I saw you peek into the chat. Would this be that moment where we get to say Senpai noticed you? I'm not sure, but figured I'd go ahead and make that joke. Figure it was worthy. And I appreciate you chiming in here for a little bit, and especially gaming furries, for coming in and feeling, that I'm worthy enough, and I say this loosely, of worthy enough to, you know, get the shout out. Seriously, thank you. It does mean a lot to me. But yeah, I see you guys engaging in the chat, you know, even if it's just with me or engaging with each other. I do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. And for those of you that maybe it might not be familiar with this game, these are the units that I'm talking about here, where the walls actually regenerate, because it shows the roots here. Next turn, this will actually turn into, I believe, a 2, and it will start to regenerate. And I don't think... Ooh. Well, I'm going to ruin your day. Wall Crusher ability, all their walls are gone. Now some of them are going to go ahead and regenerate next turn anyway, not that, you know, not that it's much skin off my bones. But that's going to make this is probably going to result in the game being over once that's done. At this point, I'm just finding ways I can try to be somewhat efficient with my moves. God forbid they somehow survive. Nope. Yeah, so those all came back. Ooh, cheeky fool. Yep. I really don't like that ability, at least being on the receiving end. No, thank you, Shadow. No, you do exist. I see you, baby. Shake that. Nope, wrong one. Everybody's worthy enough. Thank you, gaming. I do want to read this one out. Everybody is worthy enough. We are all important and special in our own ways with unique abilities and all deserve chances. Also, hi, Shadow. Yes, we see you, Shadow. You cannot hide from us. The all-seeing eyes that are YouTube and the chat. So, I got that round knocked out. Now, Fiona... she's an interesting character. I've been torn before in terms of who and what I want to do to counter her. Because the blood ritual is really hard to counter anyway, but it's a single column attack. So she's just gonna find a weak spot and just shoot this ball of energy down and try to hit you. And that's one of those moments where I really like playing as Godric. Yeah, I see you gaming, noticing things. We'll just leave it at that. Actually, which brings me up to something. I've had people message me kind of later down the line. They're like, "Oh, hey, I didn't know that this was you." And I'm not running around in my fursuit. I'm actually running around in one of my joke costumes. It's actually something that I do pretty much. I try to do at every con. I try to have some sort of very, 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 very low budget type of a costume. In my case, when I say low budget, I'm talking cardboard. Not gonna lie. But part of the reason why I do that is because there is a portion of me that wants to experience. Oh man, I botched that. Dang it. There's a part of me that still wants to experience the convention, as a person, as someone that, as a normal attendee. And as a result of that, I usually make some sort of a joke costume, one where, if someone knows that I go around in a joke costume, at the beginning, yeah, they're going to recognize me and they're going to notice me. And usually the costume tends to get a little bit of attention. The last few years, what I did was I did an "Oh, what's this" costume. First time I did it, it was literally the night before because I was working on the fursuit, and we got the fursuit done. So I was working on my fursuit. Fursuit got done. I was like, "Oh man, I'm tired. I'm done." And I was thinking for a while, and I was going through chats and everything. I was like, that'd be a phenomenal idea for a costume. And I took some leftover cardboard boxes that I had lying around, and I made my first "Oh, what's this" box head. And then I had a cardboard "Oh, what's this" sign to match, which was its own interesting situation that I had in terms of making that, because I think that year the general attendees were doing a fursuit bingo or a furrycon bingo, and I think I was the reason why one of the boxes got ticked off, because one of the spots was low budget or cardboard suit, and I think I was the one that got tagged for that one. So I feel partially responsible, but I don't feel bad about it. But that was the first year I did it. And then I did that for Midwest Fur Fest. And then Motor City FurCon came around, and I did it there, but I had to mod it because the head was huge. It was massive. Head was bobbing around any movement that I made. So I went ahead and I modded the suit, made the box a lot smaller, maybe like a 1-inch clearance all around my head, so that was way better. But when I was at Midwest Fur Fest, I actually went ahead and got a "oh, what's this?" like street sign. It said "oh, what's this way?" and it had an arrow pointing in one direction. So I went ahead and I was going around Motor City FurCon with that as my joke costume, and then that was Thursday. And then Friday up until noon, I was going around with the box of Girl Scout cookies. Not sponsored or anything, just that's what they were. They're just going around with a box of Girl Scout cookies. And I was wearing the head. I had the box of Girl Scout cookies. And then I had a whiteboard sign that said, "oh, what's this?" And then I had drawn the Girl Scout logo on there. And I was going around. Because it was the first day of the con, and the registration line was always a mess. So I was making it a point to, all right, I'm going to go around and I'm going to pass cookies out to people, because it's miserable being in the registration line first day at the con. Screw it. Early morning sugar. What can go wrong? So I went ahead and I did that. That was a blast, but that's usually the only times that I will be in some sort of a joke costume, is Thursday and up until Friday afternoon, and then I'm done. Because then I'm going to go around, I'm going to be in suit. I want to interact with you guys that are there as attendees, or those of you that are there, or just about to come in. That's when we're going to start having a lot of the numbers for attendance, and that's me getting into suit. Motor City FurCon, that was my third time going, and that was, let's see, that was the third time that I was going. But that Friday at noon, as I mentioned before, at noon, I got into suit, and I suited for 12 hours. So I was, needless to say, I was exhausted, and the suit needed some time to dry out. So Saturday, the first 6 hours from like 6 until 12 or 1 o'clock, I went ahead and I had the suit drying, let alone overnight. But then I was there for the fur parade. I was there strictly for the fur parade and immediately got out of suit because I knew that suit had to be maintained and taken care of. I see that there is other stuff going on in here. I see Zach Busby. Yes, hi. I see you in there. Let's see, Max Walter. Yes, Max Walter. Huh? I do see you there. Yep, LineCon. LineCon at FWA for you. It was LineCon at Motor City FurCon. And then I see TheWolf in there. Seriously, hi guys. I greatly appreciate you guys coming in. Just double checking the chat, see if there's any questions in there that any of you guys were asking me. If there is something that I missed, yeah, by all means, go ahead and chime in again on the chat and make sure that I'm not missing nothing. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that that's not the case. But in the event that I do, seriously, just ping that again. And unfortunately, I have this mess that I have to handle. But it's been a fun and wild ride so far, just doing this, and honestly, I wouldn't change it. This has been a fun thing to do, to give back to the fur community in any capacity, really. It's been a blast. I honestly don't want this to ever die. I see Sky in the chat. I see you in there. Hello. I see you waving at me. Yes. I was double checking. I was like, wait a minute. No, I saw a thing in there that looked like two hands up in the air. That was Shadow talking about one of their panels. Haha. So you got one Wraith left. Now the Wraith, when I actually pull this up, shows the stats of the idle units, of how strong they are, how much it will take off from the attack, the strength of the walls, and then how many special units that they have in place or have left. The Wraith, the one here, is the one that I'm worried about because that one will, so long as it hits me, even if it's at 1 damage, I die. End game. So I'm very, very cautious of that one. Nah, I need to hold on to that. So I just got my ability, my little shield here. I just got that unlocked. Now I could do that, and that would make it so I have a wall here to protect me, but they're not, their enemy units are not going to hit me, so I'm not worried about it. But this is where I get worried. And that's where I hate that I didn't activate it, because she's going to shoot it down right here and hit me for 30, 28, very close. But if I had my shield there, it would have stopped that, and then I would have returned fire. But I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to get it that next turn or not. Give me, yes. All right. So now one of my special units shows up. That yellow knight that I've got there in the corner. Free t-shirt Sigma. What? I'm in for you, not for... Oh! I mean... I would be opposed to it, but I would feel bad if I said yes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, seriously. I'd feel bad if I said yes. Oh man, trying to figure out now on the fly in terms of how... I'm guessing you have a Twitter that we could possibly talk, bigger and further details, if you still wanted to carry that out. Yeah, if you've got a Twitter, I'm gonna try to see what I could do to track you down. I'm actually gonna see. Okay, so there's nothing in the chat that I can click, but I'd be more than happy to talk further with you, even if it's not that, more than happy to talk that further. Yeah. Okay, we talk on Telegram. Yeah, shoot me a message on Telegram then. Just say that you're from Gaming Furries. Yeah, we could talk about that. More than happy to do that. Shadow, find me on Telegram after the stream. Gaming Furries, I have an idea. Okay. Oh, this is going to be great. And actually, that, since you mentioned ideas and everything, it's actually something that I was toying the idea for a while. Had not gotten the means or space, really. I messed that up. Hadn't really gotten the means or the space to do it. But one of the things that I want to do is I want to get furries in person, coming to my place of residence and doing board games. If not that, doing like some weird version of, and this is where because I don't know like YouTube policies are all that in depth. But there's, honestly, it was inspired by the YouTube channel, what is it, Hot Ones, where they eat a wing and they end up doing questions for various celebrities or whatever. And what I want to do is I essentially want to do that, but before each question you take a sip of alcohol, if they're of age. So it'd be like, oh, like we're gonna interview, like wild example, we're gonna interview Majira, and every question is preceded by a shot of booze. So and not like full shots, but it would just be like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and take a shot. And now we have to get him to answer a question, and he's going to be, by the time, question 10 is, he's going to be at least drunk, depending on how he metabolizes alcohol and how well he holds his liquor. But I think that would be something that'd be a blast. Ooh, favorite video game. That's tricky. If I'm going to try to break that down and be fair about it, I'm honestly thinking back in my high school days, It would be the Halo series. I'd honestly say Halo 3. I absolutely loved that series. I like for what it did with the gaming industry in terms of like being new, being innovative. You know, AIs for what they were doing in that game at the time was unheard of. You know, essentially thinking in military strategy in terms of flanking and putting up positions. I thought that was amazing what they were doing. And the graphics, I was very tasteful. It wasn't like super hyper realistic graphics, but I look at a lot of the graphics nowadays and I'm like, you're kind of like over the top almost. Like, I can't even say that you guys are good graphics. It just looks like some, and I don't know if this falls under like the Uncanny Valley kind of thing, but it's like, I can't get behind your graphics. It just, something seems weird. Hi, Solomon. I see you in there. I can't get behind the graphics on it. Like, it seems weird. Like Last of Us, like the concept of Last of Us as a game and what they do, love it. I actually played a little bit of it way back when, and one of my friends, you know, turned me to it. I really liked it. In terms of the gameplay and the story, like that much like weight behind between your choices and actions, I thought was awesome. But like the graphics got to a point where I was like, you're almost look bad. So I couldn't really get behind it all that much. Some of the other games now, like Far Cry, like it looks really good, but again, like the graphics are like, you're like borderline. It's like you look so bad, you look so good, it looks bad almost. But I can't really do that. Modern games, honestly, I'm torn between. No, I'm not even torn. Modern game that I really like in the last like few years that I actually like picked up and played, Elite Dangerous. I know they got released a few years ago, but I actually really like it. I like the openness of it, you know, that there's all these different paths that you could take in terms of like what you want to do with your ship and, you know, essentially like as a career in the game. Love it. Love what they do with it. But I don't game as much as I used to. A lot of that was seeing from a very young age, seeing my brother waste his life on video games. So I purposefully do not game a whole ton because I saw him, you know, wake up at noon, game for 12 hours, eating in between sessions, and then crashing for 12 hours. Like, I saw his life get ruined because he got so involved in the games. I was like, no, I do not want anything to do with that. So I play games kind of sparingly, but not a whole ton, just because I've seen so many. I've seen it ruin his life, and I've seen it ruin many, and I've seen what it can do. I don't get that in depth into it, but I do enjoy it, you know, like on the side, you know, like, oh, like, you know, playing games here, you know, hang out with you guys for an hour or two, or playing games, you know, even by myself. I had mentioned it earlier in the chat, like, hey, I got some time to kill, I got like 30-40 minutes or whatever like that. Yeah, like, yeah, I'll play a few games of this, you know, I enjoy it. It doesn't bother me. But like to spend like a solid like 6 hours or a solid like, or even like a solid 4, like I'll go back and I'll look back on my day and go, what the hell was I doing? Like I end up like hating myself. And nothing that you do should result in that kind of hatred in terms of what you do with your life. You know, it is your choice, but you should be enjoying what you're doing. You shouldn't be looking back on it going like, oh man, I've wasted X amount of hours or wasted my weekend doing this. You know, I try to be productive any way that I can. Because if I don't, I get stir crazy. I can't do it. Gaming Freeze, I did see your comment in there. Meant for you, not for me. Yeah, Sky, it's actually been a very good day so far. Haven't had too much going on, honestly. Woke up at around 11 and had just really kind of been chilling, like a villain, if you will. Not a whole ton going on, but outside of that, you know, nothing massive going on today. I'm honestly, we're about 50 minutes into the stream. I'm probably going to be, I want to go to 2 hours. You know, you guys have been active in the chat. I've got a bunch of you guys here. I don't want to cut this short for any of you. I do want to keep this going. I really seriously I really am enjoying this. Seriously, thank you guys for being a part of this. But probably when I'm done, um I might ride this emotional high for a little bit and get some sushi. I'm probably gonna do that. Um, get some. There's a local place for sushi. It's really freaking good. They have a sushi roll called Obama, which insert thanks Obama memes here. I've done that with the servers there. They get a chuckle. Um, but I love the Obama roll. They actually have like potatoes, like string potato straws on there. They put two sauces on there, and they actually cook it with propane, like a propane torch. And I can't remember what's all actually involved in it. But it's a phenomenal sushi roll. Absolutely love it. But I'm honestly thinking about going there, getting some sushi, drinking some sake, and then chilling for the day. Obviously, I'm not going to be tanked off of one glass of sake, but it's an amazing one. And when I go there, I actually will probably post the information for like what that sushi roll is and the sake, because there was a part of me that was like, I've never had sake before. I wanted to try it, but on the same time, the other part of my brain was like, I kind of want to do it just for grins, just to kind of feel like Kage a little bit. And I did it, and I actually really like sake, because you can get some really hard hitting sakes, but not totally. The taste, it actually tastes really, really, really good. But I'm actually thinking of honestly doing sake after this. Double. Oh man, a lot of stuff in the chat. Game stuff's gonna be going on there for a second, so I'm gonna check with the chat here just a smidge. I see a lot of you guys saying hi. Solomon, I did see you in there. Gaming furries, I saw their comment in there saying that it would be signed. Seriously, chat with me after this. I'm very interested, and talking more, and because another part of it is like you've got all these different accounts and aliases. It's like, yeah, like I'm Sigma the Wolf on Facebook and Twitter, and there's another name that some people will go by that on their like Facebook and Twitter, but then their Telegram is something completely different, and YouTube is something completely different. Like so many different things. But yeah, it's one of those things where there's a bit of me that's like, I'm curious to find out like who this account is and who they are in the various chats that I'm involved with. But I seriously get in touch with me. I see that there's a couple ats that I have on some of my chat room stuff. I'm gonna take a look at that after the chat. You're not ignoring you guys by any stretch of the means, because I know some of you guys are actually messaging me through those chat rooms. While this is going on, some of them are. I'm actually just. Some of them are stickers. Shadow, stop it. Some. Yeah, no. I think I now have a guess now. Gaming furries. I think I have a guess now, but I'm not gonna announce that stuff just because I'm someone that will try to adhere to and respect anonymity, in various mediums, because, and it's something that I wish I could figure out, or I need to do further research to find out, because I'm on Telegram, I'm involved in a bunch of different chats, but I want to be able to, still enjoy as a participant in the chats, and enjoy, whether it's under the actual name that I go by, or later down the line it changes to something else. Let me see here. Solomon, yes, I did say I saw you in there. Dabif, not that I'm aware of. Not in all honesty. I mean, one of the things that I do actually for some of the YouTubers that I watch for live streams, like if I'm cooking, I'll throw them on a speaker and I'll cook, and I'll have the speaker going, with that all going on. So if there was something you missed, you could catch up on it. It's a non-issue. But that's something that you could do. Um, Loyalty, the moan. Yes, I see you in here saying, poke it in to say hi. Yes, thank you for even just to poke it and just say hi. Engage in the chat a little bit, and then maybe you grab the link for the video and you pass it off to some of your friends. Seriously, thank you for popping in here. Sky, this was in regards to regarding the games I was talking about earlier. Nice choice. Favorite game would be a favorite from your favorite series. Slide to ooh, dang. Totally forgot about that series. I played to 98% of the way. Literally 98%. It was my girlfriend at the time. I was at her place. She had 2 and 3, and I was playing through 2, and I literally got 98% of the way. I was on the final area, which was the boss stage, and then things between me and her started to get rocky, and things kind of went to the wayside. That it didn't end up finishing the game. I do remember from playing it that I did like it, um, but I can't say for sure whether I fully liked slide 1, 2, or 3 because I've only played 1 all the way. But when I did play it, I played all of that game. Oh my god, all of the game, all of it, all that it entails. I repeated that game in terms of completion so many times, plus going through and all the bonus stuff that was involved in the game. I played the garbage out of that game. Loved it. Yes, that is another good one. Sorry, puts his Patreon and the logo on his live stream. How can I do that? Um, Honestly, so one of the things that I really like to do as well regarding live streams and regarding being a furry YouTuber of any capacity is for those individuals that they're interested in learning what it takes to be a YouTuber, whether it's the overlay stuff that I'm doing here or whether it's what programs to use. To answer that question fairly broadly, um, I actually use a live streaming broadcast program called OBS Studios. If you do simple web searches, it's actually something that's very highly recommended and actually fairly easy to use, and a lot of people use it. So there's a lot of resources out there. Honestly, all the stuff that I actually have on this, everything that I've got going on here and here, all that I ended up doing today within the last like 2 or 3 hours prior to doing the live stream. So it's very easy to figure out. Honestly, just do OBS Studio tutorials. Ton of research information on there. But that's definitely something that you can do. Yeah, that's because I saw you mention in there about doing some of the commissions and everything. Take care of yourself, absolutely, bills and all that. But if you get liquid assets that you could go ahead and shove into YouTube, if this is something that you honestly want to do, biggest thing that I could recommend is get yourself a decent rig. You're gonna have several programs going at the same time. My particular rig, I'm lucky enough that this was back with my job before I got let go. I was making decent enough money, and the rig that I'm using, it's off camera over here, but that is a $1,500 rig. That is not including the peripherals for the mouse, the keyboard, the camera, the monitor, the TV, none of that. It's not including all that. That's what I did. That's what I use, and it works amazing. I love it. But that's honestly what I would do. I would look into getting a good computer. Past that, OBS Studio actually is free, so it's non-issue in terms of cost. But past that, I would definitely want to look into what programs, Adobe Photoshop and the Adobe programs. Those are huge, huge to be used. However, I want to say it was in the last year or two that they actually changed it so it was a monthly subscription base. So that was the biggest thing for me that turned me off to Adobe, is that I don't want to sit here and shell out monthly, $20 or $30 or $50, however much it costs. I'm just going to do one payment, be done. So for me, I actually use the Power Director suite. Typically, they have a sale going on at some point, but always keep an eye out for it. But it comes with a audio suite, photo suite. You can actually use that photo suite to make GIFs. For video editing, you actually use it for screen recording, which if you're just doing like a simple screen and doing recordings, you could do that. But if you're going to be doing something more complex, like what I've got here and what I've got down here and doing the transitions, use OBS Studio. That's my biggest recommendation. But I'm new into all this. There could be something else out there that is better. But that's what I use, and it works really well. Yeah, man. Make sure I'm not missing anything on here. Gaming furries. The t-shirt thing, I did see that from earlier. Wolfgang has the word wolf in it. Don't forget buying the Blue Yeti microphone. Want to buy the fursuit first. Hope it's a full suit. Who made your fursuit? Solomon. You might have missed it from before, but I have no problems answering it again. I did. I made this. It was a 1-year endeavor on a budget. I was 15% under budget, luckily. But there's a lot of resources online. If you are online at all in any capacity, Telegram more than likely. There's actually a group called the WIP Zone. Just pulling the information up real quick. Yeah, the WIP Zone. I'm on there. That's actually where I got a lot of my information, a lot of my resources in terms of, fursuit material providers and suppliers of any capacity, where you could actually buy the fur, where you can get this or get that. How do you make this or make that? Tips and tricks, making sure you get some of the anatomy stuff right. Don't sit there and like literally like make it a hand-holdy thing. They want you to do the stuff on your own. But if you're struggling with something, yeah, to chime in there. Hey, I'm having issues with this. I'm doing, X, Y, Z, A, B, C kind of a thing. I'm trying to do these things to improve it, but I'm not getting anywhere with it. What can I do? But that's my recommendation when trying to find resources. Yeah, chat rooms for me. Yes, it is Telegram. I am on there. I broadcasted heavily on there. There's 3 or 4 local ones. Another one that was a friends group as well. Some smaller ones, but that's what I did for at least some of my chats. And then I realized partway through this, I was like, oh man, could put this on Reddit. But going through YouTube, I'm double checking in here. I think it's giving me issues in terms of trying to sign in. Double checking live Q&A, create post, choose a community. Let me just see if I can. Yes, that is my profile. Oh, it's not giving me a problem. Send. Cool. So I got that posted on Reddit now. Sadly, I have to go and get somewhere before they close. I might have missed you. You might be gone and out of the chat already. But seriously, loyalty to the moon. If you end up coming back in here, thank you for joining in on this and participating even in this capacity. I greatly appreciate it. And those of you in the chat that might know them personally, get in touch with him and let him know that I said thank you. Yeah, Sly Cooper was the best in the day. Short visit, but thanks for the streaming. Yes, I did see you, Loyalty. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You hyped for the Spyro remaster. I did not know Spyro was having a remaster. I am way out of touch with games. But then again, like I said, I'm not huge into gaming anyway. Yeah, I'm not huge into gaming. Oh yeah, no, I do remember hearing about that. It looks way better. The biggest thing for me, and I think it was the same thing for those that are very hyped about the Final Fantasy VII remake, because they are remastering it. They are doing it in HD. I've seen some of the trailers. Looks gorgeous. Oh my god, I am super psyched for the Final Fantasy VII remake, because when it comes out, I just take my money. Just take all my money. I want that. That was my first JRPG game. I loved the storyline. It was deep. It was complex. And honestly, I didn't complete the game. I first played that back in 2005 or 6, I think. I want to say somewhere in that time frame. So I want to say that. Oh, no, way earlier than that. I think maybe in 2000s, because my grandfather was still alive. My grandfather passed away in 2005. So I think my grandfather was still around. So I know it was before 2005, because that was when he died. But I remember playing that at my grandma's place because my mom was going to a garage sale and they found the game there. It was like $10 or something. They're selling it. And I absolutely loved that game because I played it. It was deep. The soundtrack was amazing. Absolutely loved it. And it wasn't until 2014 that I actually played the game to completion. And that was because I was actually on a business trip. I was paid business trip from a company. They were actually flying me out to a state for an interview. But I brought my laptop with me and I had time to kill in between flights. So I just played the game on my laptop because it had my Steam account linked to it. And I played the game, I completed it, and I absolutely loved it. I loved that game. The biggest thing for me is that when they release Final Fantasy VII, do not change anything else. Nothing else at all. Story, keep it. Dialogue, keep it. Gameplay, keep it. Just update the graphics and I'll throw money at you. Do not change anything else. None of this DLC garbage, none of this loot box garbage. Literally just update the graphics and I will throw my money at you so fast. I'm super stoked about Final Fantasy VII. That's me, though. But past that, I'm actually completely caught up in the chat. Again, those of you that are joining me on this, seriously, thank you. Thank you so much. I am gonna go. I'm gonna be going back to gaming in a second, but I want to take a second again say to thank you guys for joining in, even if it's like a few minutes. You come in and give it some love and attention. Then you might have to go. You got business stuff to do. You got errands to run. Seriously, thank you. I think the biggest thing for me that when I was getting involved in this of just being a semi-public figure for being a furry was April 2017, I believe. It's somewhere on my Twitter account, actually. April 2017, I actually volunteered my time to actually go out to. Nope, sorry, I'm adjusting my chair, backing it up a bit so you guys can see a little bit more of me in this beauty. I was actually volunteering some of my time to a local children's hospital from where I'm at. Volunteered my time there, did I think it was like 2 or 3 hours. I called the day off of work because they had no visitor hours anywhere outside of the normal work week of Monday through Friday. So I was like, well, guess I'm requesting a day off from work. So requested a day off. I went out there, hung out with the kids for 2 to 3 hours, and it was the seriously. It's one of these moments where like I'm talking about it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, no. But seriously, it was probably one of the more touching moments that I had when it came to being in suit. It was shortly after Motor City FurCon, but I went there and I hung out with the kids. That's all I did. I went there. I went into a little playroom. I was hanging out with this one kid, and like the tiny little tables or whatever that they're on. They had like Hot Wheels cars down there, and I'm sitting there. I'm like crouched down, and boop, I push the toy car towards him. He pushes it back. I stop it with my snoot, and I push it back at him again. And he pushes it back towards me. It was a blast. I absolutely loved it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I seriously, I absolutely love doing that. I would not change that for I wouldn't change that for the world. I want this to be something where I go ahead and I do this. That is my job. You know, parts of it maybe pay it or not, but that's my job to reach out to people, to interact with them, to make them smile, to be that shining moment on their life. That is what I want to do. Because with any of the stuff that's going on nowadays, I mean, we could point out all this, any other stuff. Gas prices and the gas prices and the oil control wars with that. Then there's the war overseas, and then there's politics, and there's stupid drama stuff just in your particular nation or country. This is what I want to do in terms of making an impact, to go out there, to entertain, to make people smile, to be that light in their day or that moment that they could be in their darkest place. And just that simple, they came across a fucking furry, pardon the language, but they came across a furry in a park. They came across a furry in anything, anywhere. That's why I do this. And I think it was in I think one of my Motor City FurCon videos. I think it's the third one, where it actually shows the charity auction and the charity auction, and then what we ended up raising total for the entire event. And we raised $12,000. And I have a small note in there. It's just like, for those of you who always ask, why do you do this? Why are you involved? That is why. That is why every time for me, to give back to the community, to be that shining light, to help other people, and to be a positive influence. That is it for me. I will do that every time. Too much existentialism. Let's move on. So, gaming furries, you should play the Jurassic World Evolution when it releases. I'll definitely take a look into it. Again, unemployed, so money's not exactly a thing, but I'll definitely look into it. How's you to LTU Anime and Gaming Con? Had a blast there, taking photos with you and other fursuiters. Was awesome. Oh my god, I absolutely loved it. There was a point where people just poofed, they vanished. You probably know the point that I was talking about. We were hanging out outside. I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes later. I actually went to the gaming section because no one had gone there that I'm aware of. From those of us that actually went there, and we go there, or I went through there They're on games. There's not a whole ton of people, so I was like, all right, screw it. I turn around. I wasn't even gone more than like 5 minutes. Turn around to the area that we were out in between all the buildings, and just poof, everyone was gone. I was like, what happened? So I went ahead. Outside of that moment, I loved it. I'd do it again. But when I walked out of there was two African American ladies that approached me. They're just like, "Oh man, your suit's so awesome!" And it was absolutely fantastic. They were a blast. I had to take my head off because I was dying, and it's not a dedicated fur con, so there wasn't any actual like fursuit room or headless lounge I could actually take my head off and cool off. So I was just like, I gotta break the rules. Had to take that off. But they got talking. They're like, "Oh, we want to take a picture with you. Put your head back on." I'm like, "I'm dying, lady. Give me some time." And we chatted. We talked about a lot of stuff that we talked about in here. But I loved it. Jurassic World Evolution trailer. So I'm very not versed in that kind of stuff. I am not a huge person in the Jurassic World thing. No, don't shame me. Please don't. Jurassic Park, I watched the first movie. I was like, it's a thing. It's not my thing, but it's a thing. It was okay. But yeah, I'm not huge into the whole Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, the movies. Just it's not my thing. Yeah. But that's done. That's water under the bridge. Seriously, I appreciate you guys joining me. I like talking to you guys and reaching back out to you. But we've had enough of this. Let's go. I want to go back to the game a little bit. Not gonna lie. Talking to you guys, I absolutely love it. But it's been an absolute blast. Ah, man. And that was the one other thing. For those of you that are looking to do this, when you're making your head, make sure that you can accommodate a headset or whatever you want to use for for gaming inside your head. My ears hate me right now because I've got the head. Again, for those of you that might not have heard or missed that part, I've got my balaclava, and I got my headset on over that, and then I got my head on over that. So I've got this excess pressure like just pushing down on me from the side of the headset, so it kind of hurts. But I could push through. I still got another 40 minutes with you guys. I could do this. I could do it. I could do it. Sky, you have to register for a con. For that I'm aware of, every furry con, yes. The LTU con that was brought up earlier in the chat was a free attendance. You still had to register. Granted, I can't blame them because they want to see how many people showed up, who referred them. They still want those numbers, but it was free. I had no problems with it. So my biggest problem right now is this bloody tree right there. That's going to be a thing. So my thing right now is the tree that's charging here in the corner. That has an ability that will, if it hits me, it stays on the field and it will actually continuously and at a steady rate drain my health. So I'm trying to not let that hit me. Which is also why I'm happy that some of my stronger units are tagging that right now. But I also want to get my Wraith charged. And this was the thing I was talking about earlier, where if that hits you, even for 1 damage, it's endgame. So I'm trying to put a little effort to make sure that I can get that handled. 1 and 2. All right. So this is going to hit me unless I get some walls in, but I substantially drop the amount of damage it otherwise would do. It's maybe going to hit me for 30 or less. Definitely less. Because I can make some walls there. So that's going to drop 24 36. It's not even going to touch these two. So that doesn't even touch me now. But then this guy's going to... He's not going to charge it, but he's going to get dang close. He's going to get that next turn. This thing's going to start charging then. As much as I want to do that, I know that's not going to help me at all in any capacity. And now I have to deal with this fool again. Don't like it. Just messing with some of my windows real fast. Ah. Drop that, get some combos in. So now I got 5 turns instead of normally 3 because made some combos. Like a McDonald's combo. Ah. I've probably got enough time in here, so long as I'm still engaging with you guys in the chat. I probably got another game. I probably got this game and maybe another. If my Wraith hits, that's going to be a different story. Ah, man. Need to get a buffer there. I'm okay with that. So this guy's ability makes it so that any of my elite units that are on the field, so like my Wraith and then my vampires here, when I activate that, they instantly charge. They're instantly, immediately charged. Nope. I was really hoping that was going to hit him. Oh, well, this is going to hit me now. Awesome. Yay, my life. I really don't like this. So, what's happening? Oh, he didn't do it. Okay. I might have a mild chance at winning still. I was actually really expecting that to be way worse. That's gonna go there. So his ability makes it so that any units that are charging all drop to 1, like it does here. But there's no reason for him to do it now. I honestly thought that he was going to do that last turn. Alright, I'm looking at the chat real quick. I see Colin Baker played the 6th Doctor in Doctor Who, and David Prowse was the original Darth Vader in Star Wars for the first 3 movies. Apart from at the end of Return of the Jedi. Thank you for the support, Sky. I see you mentioning that. Since you bring up Doctor Who, Gaming Furs, I bring this up kind of as a joke. But I do have a man crush, and that is David Tennant. He is probably one of the first man crushes that I actually ever had within the Hollywood industry, or just movie industry in general. It's gonna hurt me something fierce. I absolutely love David Tennant. He's a phenomenal actor and beautiful human being. Absolutely love him. Okay, cooking fire over there. Don't know what to do. I don't want to prime it yet because I want something. I want my Wraith. He took out one of my Wraiths. This guy's going to keep hitting me for 3 until I kill this guy. Yes, David Tennant is bad. I can do that.
So this guy's going to hit the wall. That's a non-issue. I don't care. I'm hoping, though, that from this, my Wraith will be able to punch through and end this. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that David Tennant was Scrooge McDuck. Oh, man. I might have to dig into that now. That's glorious. There's actually a lot of David Tennant gifts that I actually will use. He's such a phenomenal human being. I love him. He's great. He's going to take care of that. I love David Tennant. He's absolutely amazing. I never could get behind Matt Smith. I'm sorry, all you Matt Smith fans, but I couldn't get behind him. Yeah. He was a good doctor. I like what he did with it. A lot of fantastic moments. His fezzes are cool. Point made. But in terms of him as a doctor, I don't know if it was more visual or just like his quirks. I couldn't really get behind him as a doctor, though. Honestly, couldn't. He was good, but I didn't like him as a doctor. However, his story arc was awesome. I liked his story arc a lot. I really liked the story arc that he was a part of. Like the whole meta thing that they did with him and River, loved it. Absolutely loved that. I like what they did with that. Oh no! I really don't need you to do that next turn. These are going to collapse. I'm going to lose one of these. Or both of them. Really didn't want that. I'll go there. Kill that. I'll go there. Oh, I'm not happy about that move. Because I was going to link those units to my Wraith. When you link your units like that, it actually gives them a power boost. That's what I was hoping for, so that my Wraith could actually punch through whatever is going to happen here and give me endgame. That is going to take his tree out, though. That helps me, though. Go away. Go there. Okay. Yeah, I see your comment in there, gaming, about the story arc. No, I love the story arc in there. Granted, I'm also one of those guys that loves mind-bendy kind of stuff. Like BioShock Infinite. Oh my god, loved that game. Like the mental mind-bending shit that happened there. Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, here's the end game. So I'm gonna hit him for 23, but it's gonna kill him. That's why I love that character. Some of their units are weak, but that Wraith is awesome. Absolutely loved it. No, let me see here. Wolf bites. I saw your comment in there. I'm turning it up just a smidge here. Right now it's max, so if it needed to be turned up more, I can't do anything. I'm sorry, but right now it's max. But seriously, thank you for chiming in on that one. Ooh. So I want to show this character off a little bit. They're a favorite of mine. Because their artifact here, their absorb circlet, makes it so that when I take down one of my walls, it actually gives me magic so that I could use my ability here. Now, if I actually get one of my 4-unit characters actually charging, it's awesome. I love it. Ooh, not a bad setup from the get. Go there. Go there. Go there. You will go there. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. Because when I could do that, then I could just demolish my walls to essentially waste my turn. And when I do that, what actually happens is that this meter actually fills up as a result of me destroying the walls. So And this actually does, what is it, 4? It's 4 or 5 strikes on the enemy field to randomly damage their opponents or randomly damage their units. And I'm a sadistic fool like that, and I like to make them suffer. Because that is actually a phenomenal way to take out a lot of their elite units if you just need to kill them off really quick. Because then it becomes, okay, you've got all your elite units, and then all of theirs are dead because you kept shooting them down. So that's going to go there. I'm going to do that and that. So my meter actually went up a fair amount as a result of me doing that. So I'm just going to kill my next turn, and I'm just going to take down 3 more of these walls. And then I'm going to maybe, I hope, launch a lightning strike against them then. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I get a bonus because I just made a wall. I'm going to kill that, kill another wall, and I get a bonus, and boom! Strike these guys right here. Yeah! Do it again. It's a phenomenal tactic, but it's also mean. I love it. Bow ties are cool too. I learned that from his era too. For Doctor Who, favorite eras are the majority of the classic series. Tom Baker's is your top. Chris Eccleston tenure, who was phenomenal, and Tennant's. Yeah, I love Eccleston was also a very high contender for me. Not my favorite. Like I said, I really like the David Tennant era, but like my hierarchy, because I've only seen I think it's by technicality is classified actually as the reboot. So the reboot era, essentially, I think it was like 05 and newer, which was Chris Eccleston and onward. Because that's all I know, my hierarchy, honestly, is David Tennant, Eccleston, I can't remember the number or the actor's name, but the oldest Doctor, who was supposed to be the last one, that Doctor, and then Matt Smith. Matt Smith is not my favorite. I really like how they made the final Doctor like kind of crazy, but what I don't like, and I can understand it to an extent because it was likely seen as like fan service as a result, is if they made the final Doctor a ginger and a female, because those are the 2 things that I'm aware of, at least, that the Doctor has never been throughout the entire run of Doctor Who. So that, for me, I was like, they really should do that, because that would be hysterical. It'd be fantastic. Yes, it'd be fan service, but honestly, it'd be hilarious. I honestly think that was something that they probably could have done. But that is a high favorite of mine, at least, and that hierarchy. That's what I liked about it. Okay, now you're starting to get into stuff regarding Doctor Who that I don't know of. Jodie's Doctor what? I have no idea, in all honesty. You're hitting foreign territory for me. So is that... Oh, wait. So now Jodie Whittaker is taking on that role. Okay, so is that then... What is that, the 14th Doctor, I think? I can't remember. I cannot remember at all. Yeah, the one that I'm familiar... The last Doctor that I saw of any capacity was like the very, very old Doctor from this recent reboot. And I think by Doctor Who lore, that was supposed to be the last one, because I think it was like 12 or 13 reincarnations or something like that. Yeah, so that, as I understood, it was supposed to be the last Doctor, but when I heard that they were going to be going on, that for me was kind of the thing that killed it for me in terms of a series, is that you shouldn't be... I hate companies that do this. I hate video game industry people that do this, that they make a series and they milk it. I hate it. Bungie did not do it. Bungie did Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach, pretty much that entire story arc, and they were done. And they backed out of it. And when Microsoft came up with 343 Studios, I'm doing all this by memory, but they did 343 Studios, and they took it on from there, and I hated that because it should have ended at Reach. That was that entire story arc. They're done. Do not mess with it any further. Do not milk it any further. There's no need. Call of Duty did that as well. They just, year after year after year after year, it's just game. I hate that. I hate it when a company milks that. And I feel that for me, that's kind of where Doctor Who is heading. So when I see like the regeneration stuff like that, it's like it was supposed to be 12 or 13 three incarnations or whatever. It's like that should have been it. You were done. You don't go any further. And it's still doing a thing. That's me though, unfortunately. That's all me and all that. Yeah, Call of Duty. I'm so done with Call of Duty. I got done with that in Modern Warfare 2. That was the last game that I played of it, and I was done. Peter Capaldi, yes, thank you. I couldn't think of his name, but now that you mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Yeah, Peter Capaldi. I like how he played the Doctor from like the 3 episodes I watched. Fur Pride, I see you there. Good luck. Gotta head to work soon. See you around. Okay, Fur Pride Radio, that's your tag on there, but your FBN, which is Furry Broadcast Network, I did tag you in the Twitter post that I had earlier. Yeah, I'm already following you. Seriously, thank you so much for swinging in and saying hi. Take care of yourself. Checking to the corner of the canon, she is the 13th, but in officiality, it is the 14th. Yeah, and that's one of the things for me that like the fans that know the lore are going to sit there, they're going to split hairs, which I have no problems with because they're trying to make the lore that has been established work for the series as it has been evolving. But I think for me, that's where like that like little like loophole kind of a thing for the studios. They're going to sit there and be like, oh, well, it could technically be considered like a different tier of Doctor where we could get another season or get another episode or, yeah, get another season, another few years out of it. I'm like, no, stop. Yeah, Sky, Furry Broadcast Network. Let me see. I'm going to try to pull up their information here real quick just so that I could properly rattle this off. I came across them on Twitter, in all honesty. Let me see. Furry Broadcast Network at Fur Broadcast Net on Twitter. I really like what they're doing. I saw some of their stuff, some music live stream related stuff. They've actually been... I actually see their recent mention on here. I'll see if this fur is the next major fur tuber. It takes time and effort to grow your channel. You misspelled that. Sorry. I'm going to call you out on that. Good luck to you, Sigma. Seriously, thank you. He retweeted that. It got some love on there. But they've been a broadcasting network for furries, those that might be up and coming. They actually do some music and EDM live streaming stuff. I actually really like everything that they're doing and what they stand for, so I followed them. If you want to see some good stuff or like see like some of the next up and coming YouTubers or just listen to new stuff, broaden your horizons a little bit, seriously, take a look at Furry Broadcasting Network. Again, their Twitter handle is at FurBroadcastNet. If not that, if you actually go onto my Twitter, which is actually right there, over there on the bottom side there. You can actually see me. I actually added them there, and that will be another way that you can track them down as well. Oh, whoops! I just saw Fur Pride Radio, and then they mentioned it. See you around FBN, and that kind of threw me. In all honesty, whoops, sorry. But yeah, still on Furry Broadcast Network, they've gone ahead and they've supported some other fur tubers out there and some up and comers, and I really like what they're doing. So I'm supporting them by pimping them out where I can. Yes, I know that I'm low in terms of subscribers and everything, but I greatly appreciate you guys being a part of it and them going ahead and giving me the additional boost with that. I greatly appreciate everything that they've done. And I'm just taking a look at the chat right now, and I see, at least according to my numbers, I got 7 people watching right now. Seriously, every single one of you that has been a part of this chat, and we peaked at 9 viewers, and we're holding steady at around 7. Seriously, thank all of you guys for being a part of it. It does mean a lot to me. Is my cover blown yet? It's always been blown, Shadow. We'll call you out. I see. 6, including yourself. Ezekiel, I actually know you personally. Seriously, thank you so much for chiming in here. Honestly, we talked a little bit about my suit, how I made it, resources that you could actually go to find that. Some of that stuff you actually probably know yourself. If not you, some of the people that you actually know, because I know them. If not that, I'm trying to think of talk about Doctor Who a little bit, some gaming questions that popped up. But other than that, I mean, I greatly appreciate you popping in here for the little bit that you are. I greatly appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. So let's see, it is 8:33. I could probably wrap this match up. But yeah, for me, yeah, the gaming stuff is something that I'm kind of doing on the side during these kinds of situations of like, yeah, I'm interacting with you guys. That is what I am doing. All you guys up there, you know, in the chat. That is, for me, that's why I get involved, is to do this kind of community outreach of staying in touch with you guys, you know, letting you see what I'm doing, stuff that I enjoy doing, how I made the soup, what resources, asking these kinds of questions, getting to know me as an individual, and not just. And I brought this up in my past live stream, that, and I'll still repeat this to the day I die. And if I don't, someone smack me, or if I don't follow this, someone smack me. That if it ever gets to the point that I am doing this, and it gets to the point where, say, I get the notoriety where I become a big fur tuber, I'm being asked out for panels, I'm going to VidCon or any of this other stuff, and I say this loosely, but within the furry community of like, if I get to the level of like Markiplier or something like that, if I get to that level, fine, I have no problem with that, but never will I try to let it come to the point that while I do this, I don't let that notoriety get to me. I do not let that notoriety make me forget where I came from, where I was at, and the YouTubers or fur tubers that are out there that want to be the next Sigma, that want to be the next Majira, that want to be the next Pukari. I do not ever want it to get to that point. I never want to forget where I came from. I never want to forget, you know, the hard work that it took to get here, and I don't want to forget any of the tubers or people that want to make a difference in the community. If you're coming into it just for the money, I can't get on part of that. But I personally do this for the outreach, entertaining others, making you guys smile, being that, you know, that light on your day. That's what I do. That's what I want to do. I never want that to stop. And I never want that. I never want to lose sight of that. It's been the hugest motivator for me, is being a furry and doing this. That's always been one of my bigger motivators. So if it ever gets to that point where I lose that I stop doing that I go out on a video and maybe say, oh, I don't care about these, or I don't do that kind of outreach, seriously, someone call me out. I never want to lose that. That's always been something that I want to do, of bringing the next person up. I never want to lose that. Oh, yes, you did miss a Doctor Who chat, Ezekiel. Isn't Shadow CEO of FBN? I have no idea. DDG. Not familiar with that acronym and who you're referring to. Enlighten me. Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind for me is that it's Dead Dog Gaming, but I don't think that's right. Again, I'm literally taking a stab in the dark here. He's forgotten how he went up. Damn Dog Games. Okay, I was close. I honestly would have to look into that in terms of backstory and everything. But yeah, no, I never want to get to that point where Corey Coyote. No, that's not ringing a bell either. But no, I never want to lose sight of where or what I did to get to where I am, and forget the YouTube, or possibly forget the YouTubers or fur tubers out there that want to be the next me, or that want to be the next Majiri. I never want to forget that. No, I am not the CEO of FBN. Sorry, gotta adjust. Hides. Someone called you out, man. I honestly would just, I'm pinning you as just another fur or another watcher as a part of my stream. Seriously, I greatly appreciate you being a part of this. Corey runs it, but he's but he is so eager to. I can't say much on any of that stuff. Just because I'm not versed in it, I don't know those details. Honestly, I don't. I'm not going to sit there and try to chime in on things I don't know much about. You know, I'm going to chime in on things that I know some information on, like the Doctor Who stuff. Like, yeah, like I know some of the information that was out there. You know, I watched Doctor Who. I watched all of Eccleston. I watched all of, what was it? Watched all of David Tennant. I watched all of Matt Smith. I watched the first, like, 3 episodes of Capaldi. And then I just kind of fell out of it. I was just like, I lost interest. Booze is always the answer, though, Ezekiel. The thing for me, though, is that I don't have booze. I'm out. I'm fresh out. I don't have any. No. Got 20 minutes left. All right. Let's see what we could do. I want to see if I can while talking to you guys in the chat, I want to knock this round out and then just chat with you guys. So I want to see what I can do to make that happen. Let's go. Boom and boom. All right. That's a nice strong start. Oh, man. I've been drinking booze. Budweiser. Yeah. No. Budweiser is blasphemy. I'm sorry, that's a personal taste thing. I am no fan of Budweiser. There's the reason why I kind of giggle at the joke that they make in, what was it? Grand Theft Auto. They called it Pisswasser or something like that. Oh, God, that makes me so happy. I'm like, they're calling it out. I don't like Budweiser at all. I'm no fan of it. Nice, strong start. There, get reinforcements. Hey, my tree buddy's here. Let's make this happen, buddy. He is going to get his dragon going. I'm not happy about that, though. Let's go 1. I want to get this guy charged before I possibly lose him. I also want to make sure this guy gets knocked out. And boom. And I might have accidentally made my life harder for myself. Oh, no, I didn't see it until now. Dang it. There goes my tree. I was too focused on the damn dragon. And that thing's gonna hit me like a train. Oh, that was my huge mistake. Oh, huge mistake. What the heck? Oh, totally could have ended this game quick. Ezekiel, I'm booing you from the sidelines for that Miley Cyrus reference. I see what you did there. Bad. So what's happening here is that I've got acid here. It's just going to keep destroying any units that pop up there. And this thing's going to hit me for, I think it's 35 or 40. It's going to hit me just no bar hold. Just going to hit me full force. Nope. Honestly, I'm going to let that hit me. Because if I had this here, yeah, it'd take out some of the damage, but then I'd lose the unit. Yeah, that hurts me. Hurts me big. I'm doing good, Loyalty. I think I saw you mentioned before that you had to go do something and come back. I was kind of chatting back at you. I was like, hey, thank you for swinging in. But yeah, no, I'm still good. Tixit, I see you there. What up, dude? What up? I see you. I'm trying to knock this. Trying to knock this round out. It's gonna suck. Ooh, I might be able to end this. Okay, I might not be. This guy would have otherwise been shooting just beeline shot right for his health because it jumps the first wall. He's only got one. 28. Nope, I'm not going to get through. I'm going to be one shy. Oh, I got it! But he's got a revival hit in there. This is going to be rough. I think I know what I could do to end this quick. He's going to revive. He's going to get the dragon charged. He's got 4 turns to hit me. And... game! Yes! Get some! What do you mean doing better than yesterday, Tixit? You were out at the Fur Bowl with me. You seemed like you were having a blast. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. 15 minutes. Might be enough to get another round in. I'm going to be ballsy. I'm going to try to get one more round in here. I'm going to try to do my speedrun version, where I lose 70% of my health, but my unit's strength goes up by 75%. I get to hit like a tank. I get to hit hard. But I'm very easy to kill. So it gets tricky. So I need to get this guy charging ASAP. I cannot speak to that matter, Loyalty. Can furries be a good meat choice for noodle dishes? I've no idea. Back and have food. Yeah, you do. I actually need to get some food in me. The day before, and actually some of you guys that are in here can actually attest to this. I was running yesterday prior to getting to the bowling meet for furs. I was running on like 400 calories. I'm probably running somewhere close to the same amount right now. Not much in my system. Not saying it was a good decision. I'm just saying that it was a decision. It was one I made. Decisions had to be made. Can go away. And then 1 and 2. Bingo. So hopefully what's going to happen here is that, because he actually saps power from any of the enemy charging units, I'm just going to knock him out. Yeah, buddy. And I'm going to try to do everything that I can hit this guy hard and hopefully have this game done by the time with this guy's attack. That's going to make it difficult, though. Switch 4 charge. That is going to go there. That's going to go there. That gets interesting. We'll do that. But I still got some turns to make that happen. Grilled wolf. No. Be nice to us. All right. 3. Still got some time. It's going to go 1. It's going to go 2. That's gonna be just chilling there. I'm gonna move that guy here. So second turn, I'm gonna link 2 more units to this guy, make him more powerful. And hopefully I'll have this ended. Sorry, I'll hopefully have this done with this guy's attack right here. See what I can do. Alright, so we could do 1, and 2, and 3. And because I'm ahead of the charge curve for these 2, he will attack first. It's going to get reduced because of his charging strength right there, but I should be able to knock him out. He doesn't have a revive though, so that's always good. It's gonna go there, gonna do that, and that. Somebody touching my spaghetti. Yes, someone did. Segment, I've always wondered what else is good about cons besides meeting people. May I know a bit more if you don't mind? Yeah, for me, my local con, actually, give me just 2 seconds, because totally demolished him. And that's why I like that particular character setup, because I get a 75% boost that I can take you out, and that was less than 5 minutes. So, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to change this over to cam and chat, so you guys can see my beautiful face. I get to see what's happening in the chat here. Granted, I have it up in another window, but you guys can see it a little bit as well. And what I will do is, because I do have an idea of how that looks, I do need to do one slight modification. Hang on just a second. So you guys, oh, that's not right. Do this. There we go. So you guys are actually probably hearing a little bit of the game audio, but also wanted to change that up. He's like, because I could go ahead and I could chat with you guys, and I'll just have some music playing in the background. I'm chatting with you. So, Sky T. Bolton, Sky Panther Gaming, you mentioned knowing a bit more regarding what is good about cons besides meeting people. For me, the biggest thing for me is the meeting people. That is one of my biggest things, because I really, 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 really like meeting people, making people smile, making people happy, and you know, having people come up to him, just be like, "Oh my God, you're so cute, you're amazing. I want a hug and I want a picture of you." Like, yes, I thoroughly enjoy that. The other thing for me, as well regarding the cons is learning more. That is definitely a factor, because there's the panels that they have going on, all the panels that they have for like what it takes to make a fursuit, or maybe what it takes to throw electronics in there. You know, their open mic. I actually ended up doing an open mic at one of those events, and then I actually also did karaoke. I love those panels as well, like being able to be in an environment that you can comfortably put yourself out there. I really enjoy that environment. I really enjoy that part of the furry community. I thoroughly do. So, actually, hang on a second. I can actually do this, because I'm not having to mess with my computer that much. So, we're doing cord, go away. Okay, I got both paws on now. So, yes, that panels is a big thing for me. The other thing for me that I actually really enjoy about those cons is all the things that we do to give back. The biggest thing for me, one of the other big things for me that I really like, is the charities that we run. Every single one of our conventions that I'm aware of, from videos I've seen on YouTube, those compilation videos, all of that, what I've seen from those videos is that they are every one of those cons. It goes to a charity of some capacity. Motor City Fur Con, this last one back in April, all proceeds, everything that we raised for charity, ended up going to Animal Magic when we raised $12,000 for them. Absolutely loved it. That was the biggest thing for me because they came to us, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, and we raised, I think it was like $9 or $10,000 for them, and then we did 12 this time. I love seeing that kind of growth and that kind of stuff to give back to the community. I love it. Absolutely love it. Those are some of the things for me that I really love about the cons. That and just seeing all the different suits. You might want to have inspiration for what your character's like if you don't know what it's going to be, or what things you want to put into a suit if you're not all that sure. And going to these cons and seeing, hey, that suit, I like it. I want that aspect of it. Get a picture with them because, one, we're furries, we love pictures. But getting a picture with them and going, okay, I really like this aspect of the suit, and then doing research and figuring out how it is that you can make it and turn that into and bring that into your suit. That's one of the other things that I really like. Yeah, loyalty. I can answer that in part. Fursuit hugs are number one best thing. Those are pretty freaking amazing. I will admit that. Let's see. Loyalty, making fun of Tixit and touching their spaghetti. Solomon Kurtz. Who made your fursuit? I'm guessing that you're talking about me, possibly not someone else in the chat. But to answer that question, I did. I made my suit. I mentioned it before in the chat earlier. Again, I have no problems talking about it again. Because it's one of those things that a part of me and what I do as an individual and a part of my personality is I make stuff. I love doing that. One of the things that I kind of do on the side is I do some crafting. I want to make myself a crafting table, and I actually want to do wood burning designs into it. That's one of the things that I want to do. I want to make that table. I do leather crafting periodically on the side, which Tixit, me and you need to talk, fool. You owe me contact information and schematics for the Motor City Fur Con logo that we used, because I want to make something for you guys. You owe me that file. But that is something for me. It's a part of my personality. It's like I love making stuff. So for me, there's a lot of emotional ties to my character and this suit because it's an extension of me. For all intents and purposes, it is me. A lot of my good friends, you've got even my family and friends back at home that know that I'm in this. A sister's wedding was earlier this year in January. I ended up recording the entire thing, sent her a compilation video, sent all the master files to her. And they had a DJ out there, and they were just dancing and everything. Would not catch me out there on the dance floor. You would not. Not when I'm not in suit. You will not catch me going to a karaoke out not in suit. You will not catch me going onto a dance floor not in suit. It breaks down that barrier for me. And I can enjoy it. I can be goofy. I can be more myself in this suit. God, there's a lot of emotional ties to this suit and this character. And I wanted it to be something that, if it was going to be this kind of extension of myself, I wanted to put my blood, my sweat, and my tears into the costume. So I made it. It was a lot of work, gave myself a budget and a year to do it, but made it within that year time frame, and I did it under budget, 15% under budget. And the furry community was also a huge help in that. There was a lot of the resources that I got in terms of constructing the head, the anatomy, how to do the 3D eyes, doing the bodysuit and figuring all that out. A lot of that was from you guys in the furry fandom. A lot of that was you guys. Figuring out how to do this stuff. A lot of it was on the fly. Trying to figure out, how do I sew this? And a majority of this, actually, a lot of people don't know. A lot of this is actually machine sewn. The head, that's all hot glue and fur, and it was a hot mess. But the gloves, machine sewn. Bodysuit, machine sewn. But I ended up doing it all myself. See that? Don't say something good about fursuit games and not talking to you anymore. Text it, be nice. I enjoyed that. Even though that event went ahead and actually kind of destroyed one of my feet. Yeah, that's probably my one beef that I have with that particular panel. Loved it, but that's kind of a drawback with it. If you're going to be going to fursuit games, be aware and ready that there can and more than likely will be damage to your suit as a result of it, unless you like steer clear of a bunch of stuff. But I really did like that panel. That actually was the first time that I actually ended up doing the fursuit games. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed that panel too. Honestly, that con, a lot of that was a blur. And no, it was not because of the booze. It was just the adrenaline rush and everything that I had going on during that con. It was just so much that was going on. But I loved it. I love that entire event. You know, some of the times I actually go back and I have to watch my own videos because I'm like, what happened during that con? I don't remember. I have to go through there. I'm like, oh yeah, I did participate in that panel. I did participate in the open mic, the karaoke, and all these other panels and stuff. But no, yeah, I seriously did like the fursuit parade. The fursuit parade. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that too. Son of a. So fursuit parade, really like that. Fursuit games, that was a blast. Even if you're not in suit, it is well worth to go out and go to the fursuit games. That is a blast to see that comedic cluster just unfold. Absolutely amazing. Furry convention in Orlando. Megaplex's furry convention in Orlando, Florida. I would not be making that one. Hi, Slushy. I do see you out there. We're going to other fur cons this year. Honestly, for me, I think the next thing that I'm going to be going to, because I'm going to end up getting a job eventually, and I need to make good on that company and to make sure I could, kiss the proper amount of corporate booty. And I hate doing that because being in a job should not be kissing up to the right people to move on or get a promotion or anything like that. That's not how that should be. Ever. Never, never, never. But if I'm going to be gone for about a week, and if I'm going to be going to my next con, which will be Midwest Fur Fest over in Chicago, I am watching the Twitter feed like a hawk to make sure I could try to get a host hotel room again. I somehow did that last year. I was not using my computer. I did not have autofill, but I still got a host hotel room. And I actually still have the screenshots from last year. That filled up in less than 3 minutes. We're crazy people. But I loved, Tixit, I know you ran the panel with Fur. That was a blast. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved that entire thing. That was fantastic. Double checking I'm not missing anyone's. Now I have to manage. How do you feel about my latest video? GTA 5 is back. I did see that. I saw that on my subscription feed. I have not taken a look at it yet, to be completely honest. But you mention it. I'm going out for sushi and sake after this, and I will watch it then. You have my word. And then I could probably give you a proper answer back to that. All the single furries, all the single furries, all the single furries, all the single furries. Okay, now you guys have cannon fodder to make a GIF, damn it. Here's the thing though. The 3 GIFs that I have of myself, I made, and I'm not opposed to giving myself cannon fodder like that. It doesn't bother me. Megaplex, you were in the fursuit games. Wanted to do so much more, but the times are so bad. Yeah. Things can get rough, Zeke. I know that. Loyalty of the Moon said, I'm always looking to joining that next year when I get my suit, but I'm a non-drinker, so and that's fine. That's honestly fine. Show up there. Don't drink, but still enjoy it. It's one of those things for me where even if you don't drink, whether you've abstained from it, you're under the age because it's an 18. If Tixit, you can correct me on this one if I'm wrong, but I believe it is an 18 up con, so you could still be there but not be of age to drink. That said, you could still show up there and enjoy it. I can't say I've been there any of my past years because I've only showed up there the last 3 years, and I was over the age at that point, and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, the first year that I was there, I not only did I not have my suit, but I did get way too drunk. And I might have been friends with one of the toilets there for a little bit. Yeah. So that was definitely one of my nights that I was actually out there. Let's see. We're a little over on time. I enjoy talking to you guys. I could still do this for about maybe another 5 more minutes. Thinking about going to MFF sometime soon. Oh, God, yes, loyalty. Do it. Do it. It's going to be a hole burned into your wallet, but it is worth it. All the people out there. Yeah, MFF is Midwest Fur Fest. Midwest Fur Fest for the win. We broke the record for the biggest attendance at a con. Broke that. AnthroCon held it for the longest time, and Midwest Fur Fest finally broke it. We beat them by over 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, looking to what you mentioned, loyalty. Looking towards joining that next year when you get your suit. Even if you don't get your suit, go there. It's going to be a blast. You will not regret it. Go to any panels that seem remotely interesting to you. If there isn't anything that seems remotely interesting to you, that's fine. Just make sure that you are following the con rules of 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, minimally 1 shower. That you are meeting those requirements. But seriously, you will have a blast if you go out there. Yeah. No, Midwest Fur Fest. Seriously, it is a blast. I think last year alone, for me, it was from the hotel, hotel, registration, money spent on artwork, food. I was a little over. I want to say I was about maybe $1,500 to $2,000 in the hole from that, but it was worth it every second. Especially from last year when we pulled during closing ceremonies, we raised $12,000 just in loose cash and threw it at the committee on the front of the stage. Oh yeah, no, I'd do that again just to experience that. That was phenomenal. I loved it. That was fantastic. Are there any other ways to meet furs outside of cons and the web? Also, may I ask something to everyone in the chat? It's to read a book I wrote on Wattpad and suggest characters and how to improve. If you drop it in there, honestly, I'm not opposed to it. But regarding your first question, other ways to meet furs outside of cons and the web, yes, there is. Web is the biggest thing just because that's an easy everyday thing that you can do. Cons, it's biggest way that you can meet furries in person. But honestly, I don't know where you're at, whether you're overseas or whether you're here in the States. Honestly, that's fine. But honestly, my recommendation to you, start doing research. Go into your chats, whether it's Telegram or Reddit. Go into Telegram, Reddit, Twitter. Facebook. Facebook actually can be a decent one. I know here in the States, I reside over on the east side. I'm Eastern Standard Time. But if you go over there on Facebook, we actually have a state-specific fur meet channel. So any events that are happening, the LTU Anime Con that was mentioned in the chat earlier, more upwards in that chat, it was mentioned in there. That was local to our area. Furs met up there. I think it was about 12 or 15 people that came out there. But we met out there. It was an anime and gaming con, but they welcomed us. It didn't bother me out. The other thing that I'd also check Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is a big one. Reddit, I'm not familiar with Reddit all that much. I would be careful about it. But that could also easily be a resource. Telegram, if you've got Telegram, get that, use it. There's going to be a local chat. I can almost guarantee it that you will have a local chat for your area. Talk to people. Be like, hey, is there resources for local events that happen outside of cons? For us and where I'm at, we have bowling meets. There's other barbecue events that we'll run. We'll also run various other just get-togethers, amongst friends. Open it up to people. There's actually a dance party that happened shortly after Motor City FurCon. That's over in this area, and that's essentially just like any of the other convention dance parties or whatever. But I would definitely start reaching out through Telegram and Facebook and seeing what you can find for local events. But that is probably going to be my best recommendation outside of that. You have to use the web to find those resources if you can't find them, because you might not be using the right keywords. But that will go ahead and get you in the right direction. Sorry, lagged out a bit. I don't know if that might have been me. It says my stream health seems to be okay. Question mark. Okay, viewers may be experiencing minor issues. It kind of happens when you're running so many programs and you're using the internet with someone else who's also gaming and stuff. That's going to be one of those things. But with that said, we're about 8 minutes over on my time. Honestly, seriously, every one of you that's out here, I can't thank you enough for doing it. Even though it's been 2 hours in a chair in suit, it's still exhausting because I mentioned it before. We do not have the AC going on, and I'm in a suit and it's hot. It's very hot. But I got that handled. I'm gonna be wrapping it up here. Seriously, guys, thank you so much, every one of you that showed up here. We peaked at 10 viewers in here, and in terms of total people that showed up here, honestly, I don't know off the cuff, but that's fine. Seriously, I thank you guys so much for coming out here. I don't know when my next live stream will be. If I'm gonna take a stab in the dark, it might. I'm trying to think. Because I have some footage that I have to go through. There was a bowling meet that happened yesterday, actually, that I have to parse through that footage. I want to try to get that up tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to be live streaming it just because I want to make sure that I can parse through that footage and get that posted. So I'm probably not going to be doing a live stream anytime in the easy foreseeable week or two future. But if I am, I will be announcing it on Telegram. I'm going to be announcing it on Twitter. I'm going to be announcing it on my Facebook. Facebook is the one thing of all my social media outlets. I'm involved in 3 big ones right now. I'm involved in Twitter, which is currently my highest with 100 followers as of recording this. Or, sorry, actually, it's a little more than that. Let me see. I need to find my cursor. Twitter, as of right now, just so we can have a official total. 105. So we have 105 on my Twitter right now. That's my highest one right now. YouTube is my second running, which I think is around 60, 70. I can't look at those figures right now, but I'm pretty sure that that's where that number's at the moment. And then my lowest right now is my Facebook. If you do a search for Sigma, you will find 2 profiles. You'll find one, which was my dedicated profile. A year ago or so, that was my dedicated profile, and Facebook was being mean. Thank you, Loyalty, for correcting that. It was 80 now for my YouTube. But Facebook was being mean, and they locked me out. I cannot get access to that one. I believe the title for that is Sigma Fursuit, I believe. It's something Sigma TheWolf Fursuit. That was my old profile. I cannot get access to that one. Do not send a friend request to that one. What you want to look for is the actual page. If you actually do a search, it should all be one word or one letter. Or sorry, yeah, no, all one word. It'll be Sigma TheWolf. Sigma is capitalized, the is capitalized, and wolf is capitalized. You can actually go ahead and search it through there, and I actually should be able to engage with you guys in the chat, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. No. Okay, so it won't let me go ahead and copy the information that I want. There's one other thing that I might be able to do, because I want to get you guys this information that's actually here, those of you that are here in the chat. So here, I'm engaging in the chat for a bit. That is my direct link to my Facebook. Right now, I think it's 7 likes or whatever. That is my lowest right now. But I'd announce on Twitter, I'd announce on Twitter, I'd announce on Telegram, and I'd announce on Facebook. Those are my 3 channels that I primarily communicate in any capacity in terms of what's going to be going on. So if you're not already, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel for any of the other things that I got going on. Regularly, I have fursuiting videos that go up. If not that, occasionally I'll have gaming videos come on, and then I do my live streams periodically of just chill and chat with you guys. That's one of the things that I really like doing, and it's something that I want to do on a somewhat regular basis. But yeah, like the video. You guys are engaging in the chat. Highly appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with friends on any of the local chats that you have, and give an opinion of me. Seriously, if there's criticism that you have for me that I can improve, seriously, I appreciate it. I welcome it. Constructive criticism. I like hearing that. But otherwise, let people know, what I do, what you liked about me, helps me grow. I really appreciate you guys doing that. And then my Twitter, going ahead and spreading that out, as well as my Facebook. Any of that stuff, is the biggest thing for me. I don't have a Patreon right now. I don't feel like it's right to do it. Low numbers or whatever. And I still want to... and I hope that as this channel gets bigger, I can come up with a proper structure with bigger numbers of like being able to get access to a channel, early announcements for what's going to be happening, or being able to engage with me or ask questions to me that hold a higher tier. But because I'm so new, I can answer all your questions in the chat here. It's a non-issue. But I want to get a little bit bigger before I start doing that stuff. And if I do, awesome, that's fantastic. But that's how you can engage with me. That's how you can get in touch with me. But at that point, we are 13 minutes over. I can't thank you guys enough for everything that you guys have been doing. Seriously, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Thank you so much. And you all have a phenomenal week. Stay safe. And maybe take a look at my next video that I got coming out from the last Herbal. See you loves in the next video.